the Fresno Focus Radio Hour. This is the No Focus Radio Hour. Comedy and insight from the greatest minds in Fresno. A Lightomine Media production. That's right, this is the No Focus Radio Hour, the #1 independent podcast in the Central Valley. Thank you for listening, and thank you for telling a friend. The No Focus Radio Hour is available anywhere podcasts can be found, including YouTube and soon on Rumble and your home smart speakers. Remember to subscribe and leave a review. It helps others discover our show. And while you are reviewing, keep in mind 5 stars is the correct number of stars. If you enjoy our show, please share it with your friends. But if you hate it, share it with your enemies. Check out our site, nofocusradio.com, for exclusive content. You can vote on Don's polls. You can find us on social media. Our handle is at nofocusradio. You can also find the rest of our shows and content at lightominemedia.com.
Gonna hit the ground running just as fast as I can. Gonna hit the ground running to my favorite podcast.
Woohoo! Sorry, was it quiet? Quiet
Was
in
I
your
on?
ears?
Is this thing on? Excuse
You were
me.
on. You're on. You're loud. You're hot. You're hot.
All right.
You're hot.
Was this thing on? Excuse me.
This is the No Focus Radio Hour, the #1 independent podcast in the Central Valley. It's made for those who live in the Central Valley, for those who miss the Central Valley, for those who long to live in the Central Valley, and for those who
Love their PG&E bills in the Central Valley.
Boy. Speaking of which, I have a story about that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, my gosh. That's, yowzers.
Hey, I am the doorman, by the way.
Oh, yeah, sorry, guys. You might have heard
And
our
you are?
singing. They call me Johnny Knobs.
Johnny Knobs. And let me ask you a question. Do you know why they call you that?
I do.
Is there an explanation
it's
for
a true
that?
story. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Johnny who lived in a small town. He was known for being a bit of a troublemaker, always getting into mischief and playing pranks on his friends and neighbors. One day, while exploring an old abandoned building on the edge of town, Johnny discovered a box of old doorknobs. He became fascinated with the different shapes and designs, and he would often spend hours tinkering with them, trying to come up with new and creative ways to use them in his pranks. As he grew older, Johnny's love for doorknobs never waned, and he even started his own business selling and restoring vintage knobs. He became known as Johnny Knobs to everyone in town, and the name stuck with him for the rest of his days. Wow. Despite his mischievous past, Johnny's passion for doorknobs led him to become a respected member of the community and a successful businessman. He even passed on his love of doorknobs to all of his children, who continue to run the family business to this day.
Nice.
And so that's how Johnny got his name, Knobs. And he was known as Johnny Knobs in the town forevermore. People would go out and shout, "Johnny Knobs!" And he would say, "Hey, everybody, calm down and turn down the volume." It's a true story about me. True story about how.
True story from.
That was written by my good friend ChatGPT. For those of you out there, it's always just writing really bad.
Hey, those are some good ones. I
They're
like
pretty
them.
good. They're all becoming very similar, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah, I know that one. I was like, wait, was that like the last one?
I feel like they can't get out of this rut.
They're kind of they're kind of in a rut there. Hey, you know what? I kind of cut you off, and I know you were going to explain that our song sounded a little funny because why?
Oh, there's only 2 of us here today.
There's only 2.
That's right. This is another one of those famous Eric and Max shows.
Yeah.
Or Doorman and Knobs.
The doorman and Knobs.
That's actually a good name. That's a good name for
That sounds like a cop show.
I was going to say, it's like an 80s cop movie.
Yeah.
Doorman and Knobs.
Knobs and the doorman.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I want to bring this up. Did you see this article about? Actually, let me see if I can find it right here. I don't think I have it in the show notes. I'll have it.
Is it about doorknobs?
I will have it because I always have facts in the show notes.
That's right. It's like Don says, always just the facts. Just the facts.
Just the facts. Here we go.
Okay.
Did you guys see this? So over the last, let's get this facts right. 2023.
I heard about this.
You guys see our electrical bills over the last 2 years have gone up 49%, I believe.
Has it been that much?
Yeah, or 3 years. I'm sorry. 39% in the last 3 years.
Wow.
39% just since 20. So since the start of COVID, it's gone up 40%.
That is bananas.
So that's pretty rough. However,
guess what, folks?
from that point, 40% from the time in 2020. Now, it's going to increase. Now, I want everybody to remember that as it increases, it's not increasing. When I say like 5%, it's not 5% from those initial 2020 rates. It's 5% from the new rates, which have already gone up 40%. So everybody needs to understand that that's an exponential growth because it's 5% of a 40% increase.
Yeah.
Much bigger. I want everybody to understand this. Is kind of pretty important here. According to Fresno City Mayor Jerry Dyer, we have some increases coming our way because PG&E has put in an application through the California Public Utilities Commission to increase the rates.
This is what I saw
for electric and gas service in Fresno, and they're going to do it periodically over 3-month increments, which helps increase electricity, but it
lessens the blow.
It eases us into it. Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is how it's going to happen. January, we're going to get a 3.3% increase.
Oh boy.
March, and I want everybody to understand, 3.3% from our current price. Then March, a 3.7 increase
From the current price then.
From the current price then.
Yeah.
That's the trick, right? And then in June, a 5.7 increase from the current increase that it was in March.
Wow.
Which is already a 3.7 increase on top of the 3.3 increase.
Yeah.
And so we got a 3.3, a 3.7, a 5.7, and then they just ease right into the next step in September with a
the hottest month.
A 23.5% increase.
On top of all these increases.
I need you guys to understand. In September, the average 1,500 to 2,000 square foot home in Fresno with maybe a family of, let's just say 4, is going to be $600 to $700 for us, maybe more, maybe $800.
Wow,
that's what it's going to be. $800 from now. Start budgeting in $600 to $700 a month extra.
And here's the craziest thing is that, we're already like at the limit. I mean, we've got at night when we go to bed, it's like at 62.
Right.
In the morning, maybe we'll do 65 because it takes a little while to warm up because you're kind of warm from sleeping. And then we usually go to about 67 during the day.
Yeah.
67.
Now, if you were...
And our rate and our bill is over $300 a month right now.
Is that not insane?
Yes.
300, and you're living in between in the 60s, in the cold 60s.
Yeah.
You're not living in a warm home.
No,
that's how we are. Like right now, it's warm because we have a baby.
Yeah.
But it's not warm because of our thermostat. It's because we have a bunch of small space heaters everywhere, which I don't know if that's helping our bill at all or not. But I'm trying to keep it lower because
trying to heat the rooms you use.
I'm trying to heat the rooms I use. Yeah. But I mean, it's insane, man.
Yeah.
Now just take that. So you said $300. That's right now. Now imagine when you're trying to cool your house. Right now you're trying to heat it by 20 degrees, maybe. No, by like 10 degrees. You're going to have to be cooling it by 30 degrees in the summer.
Yeah.
So 300, that's going to be just in the summer with the current rate. You can imagine 500 to 600 maybe. 500.
Wow.
Now increase it by essentially 24%. You're at $700. I don't know how. I honestly don't know how. I'm already going, what? I was telling Bree, I was like, I don't know if I should get like a wood fireplace, like a fire pit in my living room, and then like install some sort of piping that goes up my windows.
Oh yeah, like a wood stove.
Like a wood stove. So
the old fashioned that just goes right out the wall with a pipe.
I'm thinking about getting a wood stove that just blows smoke through my wall because I don't know how to heat my house.
Yeah, or now what about cool it? See, that's the problem.
And then the cooling it's going to be
in the summer because
issue.
that 25% is going to hit, or 23% in the summertime.
To be miserable. It's going to be miserable.
That is.
I'll tell you right now, this studio will not be being used because I won't be running that thing 24/7. So, guys, it's been fun. But this is probably our last podcast.
No, you know what? No, we're not going to give up that easy. We'll just have to be up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, we will.
It's like, feels good. It feels nice and comfortable. 4 a.m. You know what? Maybe we'll have to do that. Everybody will have to work from home, and we'll just be nocturnal. We'll basically wake up at night and do our work and sleep during the day.
Sleep though. How are you going to sleep? Not this amount of heat.
Well, you get like those ice packs and just maybe put them in your bed and just.
That's not a bad idea. You cool.
Hey, that's a great idea. Insulated sheet that is waterproof.
That's actually not a bad idea. Ice packs in your bed.
Yeah. Think about it. They used to do that in the old days, right? And that's why there was a lot of fires. In the olden days, they had those. They had those. They were cast iron. They would put all the hot coals in them, and they'd shove them in the mattress to get the bed warm.
Yeah,
we're talking in the olden days.
Yeah,
and maybe we'll have to do that in reverse. We'll get ice packs and shove them in there.
Actually, not a bad idea.
Yeah,
ice packs underneath.
It just came to me right now.
There's a thin layer between like the mattress.
Yeah. And then you have it insulated to where you don't get the moisture, but you get the coolness. And maybe you probably have something that radiates the cool too, right? They have the technology.
Yeah. Another way I've heard,
or you could sleep in one of those real good. They're not igloos, but what are those real good ice chests that like last for?
Oh, like a Yeti.
Yeah, Yeti. Yeah,
sleep in a Yeti.
Like 3-4 days.
Idea. Yeah. Throw some ice and snuggle inside a Yeti. I'm thinking like like when you're cold in a wetsuit. You like peel over yourself.
Okay.
I'm thinking, what if, when you're hot though, too, you can peel over yourself, and as the water, as it evaporates, you have an evaporative cooling. So that's another way to do it.
Well, I'll tell you, that may be what people go back now. In the olden days, the other olden days, not too long ago, a lot of the homes in the valley had evaporative coolers.
Right.
And that's how they survived. Yeah. And they don't work that well when it gets past 100.
Right.
But it still gives you something, and it's a cheaper way because you just got to run the fan, and then you're running the pump that just runs the water through the filter up there. It's not like running an air conditioning unit.
So you're losing less, still using electricity, but less electricity.
Less electricity.
Now, the thing is that we have to remember, though, is all those old homes, too, had a lot of mold because you're putting a lot of moisture in your home.
Well, you got to, it's all give and take.
Yeah, black mold.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Hey.
I have an evaporative cooler, right? They use it in the studio sometimes when it gets really hot. I might bust that thing out at some. But what you do is always smart about it. You just keep the windows open. And you just blow that evaporative cooler to the house.
Yeah. But when it's so hot, though, that evaporative, even though you got that cool wind coming in with the moisture, it doesn't do anything. What I mean by is you're not going to get black mold. That thing's going to evaporate.
Yeah, it's going to evaporate.
It's not like, the mold has to sit around. So, no, I think you'll be fine. This is shocking. I don't know. At this point, maybe Californians are going to have to move to a cooler state in the summer.
Seriously, I don't know how people are supposed to do this.
How are we going to survive as far as money goes? You got inflation's already going up.
Yeah, I don't know, but this is what I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to send you a link, everybody. It's in the show notes. You can, I don't know what, I honestly don't know this is going to do. Dyer is trying to help out. He says that even if the costs of gas and electricity are going up on PG&E, that shouldn't be a burden to the customers. So he's saying, I don't know, you can file a complaint. The link is in the show notes.
Well,
Public Utilities Commission.
Here's what I don't understand. Why is it going up that much?
So PG&E, I think honestly, I'll tell you what it is. They say, let's see here.
Because I don't understand. I understand. Yes, they're always going to say it's they've got to upgrade the equipment. I think it's because they have to pay all these.
They're saying this. Long statement.
Court
My
cost.
God. Providing safe, reliable, and affordable energy to our customers and hometowns is our most important responsibility. PG&E does not control the market prices for gas and electricity. And like other utilities, PG&E does not mark up the cost of the gas and electricity that we purchase on behalf of our customers. We know that any proposed increase to our customers' rates and bills can be challenging. We will continue to support our customers with a variety of rate plan options. Residential customers may soon see some bill relief through a statewide climate credit. Jeez. California, you voted for a climate credit. Oh, this is cool, actually. So they're going to, above and beyond that, we're having higher taxes because we're giving everybody $91.17.
Oh, nice.
That's going to be great. That's really going to help us out in those summer months. PG&E supports that proposal. Well, of course the PG&E supports it because they know they're getting 91 guaranteed money from our tax dollars. Additionally, nearly $207 million in debt relief will be distributed to qualifying PG&E customers in the form of bill credits through the California, I don't even know what that word is, arrearage payment program. And
where is that at? Oh, arrearage.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, arrearage.
Is that a
payment
word?
Program. It sounds like arrearage. It sounds like a made up word to say an area.
Is that a word?
I've never heard it before, but it looks like arrearage. Arrearage.
Oh, arrearage. An amount of money that is owed or should have been paid earlier. Oh, I see.
Wait, can we click on that? How do you say that word? Can you hear it? I can't hear it.
I can't hear it either. Here we go. That was my fault. Here.
Uh-oh.
I can't hear. Oh, here it is.
Okay, are you sure? Are you messing with me?
I got it.
Are you just messing with me?
I got it this time.
Arrearage.
Yeah, arrearage.
Oh, arrearage. Okay, it's like arrears. It's like you'd say arrears, right? That means, something that's owed. Arrears. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry, that makes sense. It looked like areage, like an area.
Yeah, that was weird. So, anyways, so...
Oh, this is nuts, dude. No way. There's no way.
So that's it. Essentially, they're saying prices of electricity have gone up. And I'll tell you why. Do you guys know why? We've talked a little bit about this on the show. Can you guess what maybe?
When you said you guys, I'm like looking around. I'm like, wait, do you see somebody I
know?
I'm looking around. I know you're talking to the fans out there.
The fans, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead.
Why are energy costs increasing? I'll tell you why. Okay. It is increasing because we are continually getting rid of the cheap energy that we have.
Well, yeah, of course.
Our hydro energy is getting torn down. Our gas and coal, our natural gas. Instead, we are using much more expensive wind energy, which, by the way, doesn't produce enough. So then we have to, as we've talked about, I'm sorry for getting on this again, you have to then use a bunch of gas and coal to start those windmills up.
Yeah, to get them going.
And build separate coal-powered or gas-powered stations nearby so energy can continue going. So it just continues going.
It's the green energy thing. This is what's going on. And this is, and it's hitting us in the face now. It's taking full effect in California here. Because like you said, first off, they're letting all the water out, right?
Yep.
And they're tearing the dams down. They don't consider hydroelectric to be green, so they're not going to use that.
Right.
Interesting, though, here we got another story that they're talking about keeping the Diablo Canyon power plant now online longer because it provides about 9% of the state's electricity. And guess what? Well, I'll tell you, a little inside baseball. I think someone we know is maybe thinking about running for president, and they don't want to look like they completely shut down the state with energy. So they want to look like they're doing something. But this is what ticks me off, and this is what's going to happen, Max. They're going to do this with the power plant, right? Well, maybe we should talk about the power plant first before I get into what ticks me off about it. But I think what they're essentially doing is they're giving PG&E a little bit longer lease, so they're letting it run longer. It was supposed to be closed, I think, in 2025 or something?
Something like that. Yeah, I could pull it up right now.
If we get the article. It was supposed to be closed, but now they're like, well, it might be open for another, I think they said, 10 or 20 years.
Media the normal review to keep its nuclear power plant humming. Let's see here. Go through that.
It was supposed to be closed in 2025, and it says, despite his closure plans, Newsom spent much of 2022 pivoting his views in hopes of extending the power plant's life and avoiding potential blackouts in the state, right? So if you keep scrolling up, I think it shows that they want to run it for quite a bit longer. They want a 14. Says rejected the 14-year-old. Oh, they PG&E responded with the rejection. Nuclear regulators
hope to get a 20-year span.
They're hoping to get a 20 years and have it completed. Have this contract completed by the end of 2023. But they want another 20 years out of it, I guess, is what they're saying, right? This comes from the SJV Sun.
Here's my thing, though. Okay, this guy, Newsom, and all of his people, they're all green energy, we're saving the environment, yada, 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 yada. But then they're saying, hey, we got to extend this thing for this long.
Yeah.
Which means that they know that nuclear is a great option.
Yeah, of course.
They know it. In their deepest hearts, they know it. Then I'll tell you what, why aren't we just building more of these?
Okay, here's the deal. This is what I was getting to. This is what's going to happen. This poor power plant is so old, and they're going to Band-Aid it to keep it running.
It's going to have a meltdown.
There's going to be an accident. Then they're going to turn around and say, look,
yep,
everyone, nuclear is terrible. We told you, you forced us to keep it open.
Yeah.
And then shut everything down.
And we're all going to be saying, no, time out. We did not say keep.
Well,
we've said build more. We want more power plants.
We should have had probably 3 or 4 of these already now, like ready to be put online right now.
Yep.
Been built over the last 10 years and ready to go. We should have done that, but no, they didn't. And then this thing's going to have an accident because it's so old and they're just trying to keep it running.
When was this thing built? Anybody know?
Boy, I don't know. Wasn't it built back in the 60s, 50s, 60s?
I was thinking, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how old this poor guy is. The poor power plant is. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just getting upset because that's what's going to happen. It's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Does it say here when it was built? Construction. I can't see it. Wait, no,
that's when
it's 1981 was something. No,
anyway,
really don't
anyway,
folks.
A lot of history here,
so here's the deal. They should have already
1968.
Okay, they should have had 3 or 4 of these things ready to go by now. Just like they should have had all that new area to collect water storage, right?
Right.
It's the same thing every stinking time. They let the water run out, and then they say there's a drought, which we have another story where they're still saying there's a drought because they let all the water go, and it's like, oh, I don't know why. It's a drought. It's just a drought. It's an emergency. And now it's a power emergency, and I don't know.
Honestly,
why
don't we even still live in this?
I was going to say, do you have the RV ready? Are we ready to pack
I am
up?
so ready. If you come with me, I'm out of here. I just need one person.
Where are we going, man? Where are we going?
I'll go to. When I was in Vegas this last side story. I was in Vegas not too long ago for a food show. I ran into a friend of ours who moved his entire 4 factories to Texas, outside of Dallas. And he grabbed me by the shoulders and he said, "You have no idea how good it is."
No.
And I said, "Oh." He said, "Max, you have no idea how good it is."
Uh-oh.
He was like,
Uh-oh.
"You, with the same amount of money, you will live like a king." He said, "You know how much I pay for kilowatt of electricity for his business?" Keep in mind, what we're paying right now at our business is like 45 cents. What is it? Fresno cost per, is it kilowatt hour? It's currently it's 31 cents.
31 cents here.
Basics. That's the basic rate. So at a business, once you hit,
which is going up.
Yeah, and once you hit those tiers, you're always at like tier 3. So you're like 46 cents, almost always. He's right now, because Texas has its own power, only state with its own power grid, mind you.
Yeah.
They do not rely on anybody else. Sometimes it can get higher. He says on average he's paying 9 cents a kilowatt hour. He said, "Max, my biz," and when you own a big manufacturing business, you have to understand, everybody, that one of your largest expenses, especially in the candy industry, in a place like Texas and Fresno, which typically, though, where you have to understand that's where a lot of these companies are, because that's where you get a lot of work, your workers and everybody. It's where you have your factories.
Yeah,
is you're running in a place it's 100+ degrees outside. Your factory needs to be at like 65 degrees constantly, 24/7. And that's not just like a home with a couple of bodies. You have 200 people in there raising the temperature. You have
machines,
tons of machines giving off heat. You have massive melters and tanks, and so, I mean, you are fighting. I mean, your PG&E bill in California for a factory of like our size, I mean, you're looking at, I mean, you're 50, 60 grand a month, right? Wow. Imagine knocking that down. I mean, close to probably 100 grand a month. So you're looking at maybe $1 million or something per year. Imagine knocking that from 40 cents down to 9 cents, like cutting it in by like a quarter. Like, that's huge. And then all of a sudden you go, well, what can I do with that money? Well, you can grow your business. You can pay your employees more. Everybody's happier. He's like, you have no idea. And he says, and it's just the people are better. Everybody. He was just like, it was literally like a 20-minute conversation about
my gosh, dude.
Whatever you can do, you need to get out. You're just fighting a losing battle. And I'm sitting there going, well, this is encouraging.
You're like, yeah.
Because it's one of those things where I'm like, I'd love to go. But when somebody grabs you by the shoulders who has made the move and just says, you have no idea how good it is. I was like, that's it. And keep in mind, I want everybody to listen. He's not some like, I know people are going to say, yeah, but he's some white guy who's, living in Texas. And no, he's not. He is a Lebanese man who escaped war. His family, similar story to my father's. His family was killed. He is not a man. He has had to work very hard for everything he has. He's not had an easy life, and he has lived across the world. So he knows, he has had to fight a lot of discrimination throughout his life. So, and he moved to Texas, where everybody says, oh, it's a bunch of, conservative rednecks who hate whatever. And he says, you have no idea how good it is. So,
I've heard, and that's the thing, I've heard that actually in Texas, not from people that have lived there, they said, I mean, the people are really nice. Now, in the areas they've lived, that they're actually really nice and really accepting. It's not like this backwards place that people try to paint it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome, man. People seem to like it.
And you were I'll tell you what, man, that's big coming from you, because I remember when we've talked and joked about moving before with the crew here, I know. You were like the most hesitant, the last one, you're like, no, I'm going to stay. My family's here. I'm here. I won't move.
I mean, if I could get my family, if I get half my family,
if I can get the half I like,
if I can get one part of my family,
if I can get the person I like in my family to move. Just kidding. No, yeah, that's I don't. You know what? I'll tell you that is the scariest thing. Listen, I've lived in this valley my whole life, and that's why we do this podcast, because we do love Fresno. We love the valley. And I love California as a whole, as a state, not the politics. But that would be the hardest thing for me. But you know what? I'm like the last. I'm like you. I would probably be the last in line to leave. I mean, I don't want to leave either. And we have family obligations. It would be tough to get out of here. But I'm looking at that PG&E bill right now. That article, and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to afford that. There's no way.
It comes down to, how do you provide a livelihood for your family? It's like, am I going to just be working my butt off all day, every day, so I can keep my daughter warm? Like, no. I didn't like spend time, money, energy, expenses, fight battles to like help build a business and employ 200 people and do all of these things, so I can't afford my PG&E bill. I'm like, I'm
on the other side. I don't have my business of my own, but I'm on the other side and saying, listen, I just want, I have a job. My wife has a job. If we're going to sit there now and all of our money, we're not even going to be able to keep up with that PG&E bill.
Keep up with it. And then if you think about, like, you're going, then you go and you say, hey, guys, I need a raise because life's expensive. And your business is going to go, believe me, we know. My God, guys, hospitals are going bankrupt right now.
Yeah.
We're at the point where hospitals are shutting down because they can't afford things.
Well, and they're paying, and think about this, they want to pay fast food workers $25 an hour. Yeah,
they're gone.
So anything that you make above that, let's say you've worked for years and you make make a few bucks, you're not super rich, you just have enough to, enjoy time with your family and this and that, it's all gone. It's all gone. Everything they do in this state makes a person poor and poor and
it
poor
is on purpose.
And
It's on purpose. We've talked about this, and this is a very basic tenet of what they believe. If it's equity, it's not equality, it's equity, which means everybody should be not have the same. It's not equality in terms of we each have the same ability to fight for our rights to get what we want. Right? It's an outcome. So it's impossible to make everybody.
It's not that we have the same opportunity. In other words,
right. That's a better way of saying it.
Yeah,
and they can't make everybody rich.
No,
what they can do is make everybody poor.
That's what they're doing. And then you think about they just came out with that. I'm not sure if it went through or it's going to go through. Where Newsom's talking about now taxing the rich even more, right? Which is basically means everybody is going to be moving to Texas.
Everybody's going to move,
and who's going to pay those taxes?
Yep.
Isn't it the top 1% in California? Don't they pay like 60% of the taxes or something like right now? Yeah. So if they leave, if that 1% is gone, who do you think is going to pay that? There's going to be nobody left in this state,
right,
to pay that tax, and they're going to come after you. And you think your PG&E bill is high then? I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's
top
scary.
1%. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
What does it say?
The richest 1% of California taxpayers pay the largest share of California taxes, and I have to dig through this to see.
Well, and that's the thing. They always say, and the politics of it is, we need to vote for that, so we need to get those evil rich people, right?
Oh, here it is. This is from KQED, which, by the way, is a not a. I'll put it nicely. I'll say it's not conservative. It's a San Francisco-based public radio station.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
California's top 1% pay over half of the state's income tax.
Yeah. Close to 60%.
That is massive.
Yeah, but see, then they rile people up and they say, well, let's tax the rich more.
Keep in mind what people think about. That is your schools, prisons, social programs, health programs, food programs. All of that is 1% of our. Yeah. Then when they get fed up and they leave, guess what?
Guess what your PG&E is going to be then? Your PG&E bill,
right?
I mean, because it'll be the taxes on the energy. It won't just be because of PG&E at that point. Think about the taxes on your food,
right?
The taxes on your gas, everything. I don't know where this is going to lead. I'm really before we've talked about on the show a lot about this kind of stuff, and we've always kind of just and I'm really getting nervous now. You know what I mean? It's like it's getting to a point where I'm like, okay,
it's rough, man.
Yeah. Well, if you go, I'll tell you what, you go start the factory. I'll help you. I mean, I'll work for you.
No, I'm saying, man, if I can get a business over there,
you could probably pay me what I'm making now.
Yeah.
And in Texas, like you're saying, I could live like a king on what I'm making now.
Saying. You could be paid.
I'm not a rich man.
You could be paid less and be living better than you live now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I was looking at just for kicks, just for fun. I was looking at if I sold my house right now for what it's worth. I'm gonna put this thing in the show notes really quick because I want to make sure once again, YouTube, that you can't call me out for lying. Once again, this is not me who says this. This is KQED. If for some reason I'm wrong, look to them. These are journalists who apparently we should trust.
Yes. That never have any disinformation.
Right. I like going to just for kicks. This is called, here's got a new segment for you.
Uh-oh.
That's a rim shot. Here we go. Hi, everybody. This is called Max Looks at Houses on Zillow in Texas.
I love it. That's got to be a permanent. We'll do Texas and Florida and Tennessee. That's got to be permanent. Okay,
permanent. Here we go. We're going here. We're going into Texas. Yeehaw! We're going to go look at. I just want to show you this. Here, look at this beautiful house. You can't see that. How can I do this where I don't show you the pricing? Okay. Here we go. I don't think you can see that. I just want you to see this. Okay.
Wow. Now, I will say, full disclosure here, my brother-in-law is looking in Texas, and he has shown me houses, so I kind of got an idea, but I do see this house, and it is beautiful.
Beautiful, right? It says 21,000.
Is this a new build?
New build.
Wow.
2,169 square feet.
Oh, my gosh. A mansion.
Stone, all stone. Beautiful yard. Wood floors. We got, let me see here. Okay, granite counters.
Oh, my gosh.
All
Subway
new,
tile on the backsplash.
Beautiful tile. Crisp. Everything's new. You got high ceilings. Yard.
What's the lot? Do we know what the lot is?
Look at this.
Doesn't matter.
A granite
oh my gosh.
tub built in, big spa tub.
Wow.
Big, massive walk-in closets.
Huge.
I mean, this is a nice house.
Oh,
right?
huge yard, too.
Huge yard.
Big yard, yeah.
Very nice. You got one bedroom, a bathroom, a closet, a laundry room, another bedroom, another bedroom, another bedroom. So you got 4 bedrooms. Each of them have their own bathroom. 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, pantry. Nice house.
Okay,
right?
that house is big enough that we could actually combine our families.
Right. Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, and split the mortgage.
I would do it. I would do it with you. My house, I'll tell you right now, my house is smaller than this house.
Yeah.
My house was built in 2008, so a lot older than this house, which is brand new.
Yeah.
You could almost say it's, what is that, almost 2008 till now. How many years is that? I'm not good with math.
Well, that's like, 10 to 18, and then 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, so about 15 years?
Yeah, 15 years, exactly. Yeah. I got a 15-year-old house.
Okay.
My house on the market now, right, which is not nearly as nice as this house, is... and mind you, the market's kind of... In California, it went down a little bit, right? Okay. Right now, I just got to think 465,000.
Is it really?
Which is ridiculous. It should not be.
Oh, sell this thing, man.
I know, but then I can't afford anything. That's my problem.
Well, no, in Texas.
Well, this beautiful house in Texas, right here, 385.
That is nuts.
385. It's in Tulipan Springs in Humble, Texas.
I don't know. I don't know how humble Texas is to live, but
I don't even care, man. Look at it. It's by a lake. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of prices that you're looking at and that's in like a nice.
Where is Humble? Where is that, by San Antonio? Where is that?
Let's go. Let's look up again. It's over.
Let's see. Extend the map. Let's see.
Not far. Oh, it's right near Houston.
Houston.
It's right near Baytown. You're near the bays. You're near water.
Wow.
I mean, look at this. This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
Like, look, this is 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,000 square feet. Wow. And it is literally on Lake Houston. Like, I'm talking on Lake Houston.
On the lake, right there. You're right there.
Massive yard.
It's in your backyard.
You got a pool. You have a view. It's a little bit of an older house.
Yeah.
But inside, crisp, nice wooden floors. It's in good shape.
Now, it's a big house.
Big house.
But I will say you're only paying 9 cents a kilowatt.
This is true.
To heat this house.
So your house is going to be much cheaper. Look at this. What is that? Those clouds on the ceiling? I've never seen anything like that.
Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, there's like clouds. Yeah. They put clouds on the ceiling.
So you're talking, this is an older house. This is built in 87.
The roof's falling down. I don't know. But ceiling.
No, it's not. It's not. It's built in 87. You're sitting on, you got 4 garage spaces.
Wow. Oh, you do have HOA fees, but only
$60
annually.
Annually. You're on over an acre of space.
Wow.
A lot of land, and it's literally on a lake with a pool. It comes with a 30 by 40 external shop with a loft for extra storage.
I would love that.
Plus a separate, fully functioning garage apartment with a living room, kitchen, bathroom, and private room, which is not included in the 3,000 square feet. So you have a separate living apartment. Wait, that's actually really cool. So
that could be family, or you could actually rent that out.
Look at the size of this yard.
That is huge.
Huge. You got a massive. It's like in the woods.
Oh my gosh.
And then you have an apartment in your own apartment.
I'll live in that apartment.
This is gorgeous. Rent. Once again, on the water with a pool, over an acre, with a shop, a garage, a carport, has it all. First of all, I mean, it's killer. $499,000. I could sell my house and move there onto a lake in Texas, like right on Lake Houston.
Wow.
So if you look at this. When I say on the lake,
that is nuts. Yeah, it's right there.
This is 405. 6 bedrooms, 3 baths.
2,400 square
Look
foot
how beautiful
home.
that is.
And it looks like it's redone on the inside.
Completely redone.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, this house is killer, dude.
That is nice. Wow, it's got a pool.
Wait a second. Hey, Bree!
You're like, wait, pause the podcast.
Wait, this might be, look at this.
That might do it.
This might be my move, man.
Uh-oh.
Look, you can come live in your family can come live in the garage. Look at this. This is,
wow.
This has a port. This has a dock on the lake.
Did that one have an apartment or no?
No, let me see. Walking distance, Lake Houston.
I'll live in the garage. I don't care.
All granite, butcher block top counters, 5 bedrooms. It has a garage with a suite and a pool house that comes with an additional bedroom and a full bathroom.
There you go. That's where I'm going. My family will live there.
Wait, that can't be right. Does that say 40-acre lot?
No.
There's no way. But that's wrong.
It's probably 4 acre. No, maybe not. It can't be 4 acres, can it?
4 acres is huge.
That's huge.
What does it say? This can't be right.
Oh my gosh, you better save this one.
How big is this lot? It says 40. That cannot be right. Either way, I could sell my house. Look at this. I could sell my house.
Yeah.
With the money that I have from my house.
The equity?
I could pay a company to move me in.
Yeah.
I could be living here with.
I mean, you can move your whole. Well, you can move your company or start a new one.
I'll just start a podcast company out
of that pool house.
With the amount of money,
that would be cool. We could do a poolside chat.
With the with the cost of electricity, I'll be new water lines, new water heaters, new HVAC. The amount of money I'm saving.
They redid this whole house.
I could run a podcast studio for quarter of the
and I'll say, because it's on a lake, it's a little bit on the higher side. I've seen homes. My brother-in-law has shown me homes that have been like in the high. Oh, I'd say in the 299 to 350 range.
I'm looking in like competitive on the lake areas. If I go a little bit inland, I mean, you're looking at. I mean, this sort of stuff. I'm talking, just so you guys understand. I'm talking 5 bedroom, 4 bathroom, 5,000 square foot homes.
Yeah.
Like massive homes, new, built in like 2013, 2015. Like, dude, look at this.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Massive.
It's a smaller lot, but it looks like you're in a community there.
Yeah, massive, like 5,000 square feet.
Mansion.
They're mansions. Yeah. You could essentially buy a mansion.
It looks brand new
for the price of my. I could sell my track home in Clovis for.
Yeah.
If you move away from those mansions, you can buy a house like mine. Actually, 2,500 bigger.
Oh my gosh, that's a nice looking. I mean, it's kind of an odd-shaped house, but
odd-shaped house, but I mean 2,500 square feet.
That's bigger than my house.
Yep, 160 grand.
$160,000.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's what you're looking at in Texas, man. So like, gorgeous homes for fractions of the price. So, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty tempting.
What would be the negatives to... We're turning this into the Texas podcast.
Yes.
What would be the negatives in living in Texas? What, brown recluse spiders? Is that about it?
Outside of not... So, negatives, let's say, hypothetically, my whole family moves there.
Yeah.
No negatives.
That's cool, man.
I don't see any negatives with it. I mean, everything's it's cheaper. My taxes are less.
So, let me ask you, is that what broke you? When that guy pulled you aside and said,
that was a bum me, man. It really stuck in my mind for the rest of the show because I was just sitting there going,
this is a shame.
He did offer me a job, which is nice.
Oh, really?
He did. He was a very good guy. And he said anytime. He said, looked at me dead serious. He said anytime, and like a good job, like. Did
you tell him I know a guy can sweep floors?
Like honestly,
tell him
like if I didn't have my family here, or even if I was somebody who didn't care as much about my family, I probably would have taken the job.
Wow.
Because I mean, it's a good job. It's like running a big factory in outside of Dallas.
Damn.
Probably would have taken that job.
I mean, it's really a shame. And listen, and we're talking about this because this is how serious it is. I mean, why does it look like California? Before things would happen in California, and it just happened on the coast. Maybe LA, maybe San Francisco, all those people are crazy and, they want the high taxes, whatever.
Right.
All of California's falling apart, man.
Falling apart.
It is, I mean,
it's at the point where I just want to we were just, like I said, I was in Vegas for the show And this is a show, and I've mentioned this before. It was in San Francisco for like 40 years. They've just cut that off. It's in Vegas. They've already have it booked in Vegas for the next number of years. In Vegas, I remember people used to be like, "Oh, Vegas was so trash." Have you guys been to Vegas recently? It's like the cleanest city on earth.
I haven't been.
It's spotless. I didn't see there's no trash in Vegas. It's very they take good care of that place. It's kind of shocking, but I mean, like even in Vegas, you're walking around going, things are cheaper. I'm going, I don't know, Nevada's not bad either. I'm starting to look at. There's a lot of places besides California that's starting to look really nice.
Well, and it's not only that too. I mean, think about it. There are plenty of stories, and we'll probably get into them on a later podcast about the homeless crisis, constant homeless crisis. I was coming home on the 99 the other day, and off of one of the off ramps, there's a car in front of me, pulls off. There's like a guy, looks like he's a homeless guy, and look like he has some issues.
Right.
He's out there as the car pulls off. He winds up and looks like he's going to throw something. And at the same time, I'm in the line of fire of this thing. And he throws something. I don't know. And it ultimately, I don't know if it hit the car or not that got on the off ramp. I was hoping it wasn't a rock and he missed it and caught my windshield. But point being here is just that, I mean, everything has gotten out of control here. Right. Taxes, energy, homeless. It's just like it never stops. It's not one thing.
No, it's everything. It's constant.
And maybe, and unfortunately, maybe that's going to be the answer is that you're not going to change it. You're going to have to move to change.
Right.
I mean, is that the answer? That's the sad part. This is my home. I grew up here.
Right.
I love the Central Valley. I mean, oh man.
Well, because I also start now as a father, I start thinking, okay,
that's different, isn't it?
Right. I start thinking, okay, look, I'm 30 something, all right, I can deal with it. I can deal with it, right? Like, sure. But then I go, okay, you know what? Well, my daughter, who's not even one yet.
Yeah.
Do I really want to set her up to where when she's 20 something and I'm going, whatever, I'm going to, I don't really care anymore. Like, whatever, I'm out of it. I'm out of the workforce or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And she's going, but I'm here, like what? Yeah. She can't afford. This is a true story. My cousin is, people think about Manhattan. It used to be like growing up, I was like, you live in Manhattan? Oh my gosh. My cousin lives in Berkeley, Bay Area. Okay. He's moving to Manhattan because it's cheaper to live there.
No way.
Think about that. Like, live in a world now where people, and he's 20 something, you can't afford. He was like, there's no, you can't afford to live there. So people who are that age are just leaving. So it's like, it's tough to think about that. Like, I'm going to bring up my girl in a state where, it's going to be her home. And I know that she's going to grow up in a home that she's going to have to leave. She's not going to be able to afford anything.
Well, and think about this, too. The older you get, the harder it does get to leave. Yeah. And the reason being is because, like you say, you have family ties. You have parents that get older, and you have, and it's kind of like, and they're kind of invested in what they have, and they don't want to move, and, and so it does make it harder for everyone. To go when the older you get. I will say that. But I agree with you, man. I'm looking around, too, and I'm thinking of my daughter. I'm even thinking now. It's like, looking at these PG&E bills, even the PG&E bills I'm paying now compared to what I was paying for everything, not just PG&E, everything in this state.
Have you picked up eggs recently?
I can't. I have picked up eggs, yeah.
Golly.
Well, I think, what did you pay?
So I got my eggs. I got a 60 count at Walmart, 48 cents an egg. I looked at my bill because on a Walmart app you can see because I get
What was it for the 48? What was the total? I mean, you said what'd you get?
It was 16? A 60 count, 60 eggs. I buy the 68. We get a lot of eggs.
Like 60 eggs.
Yeah, we eat a ton of eggs. We buy the 60 count eggs.
Okay.
And at that price it was 48 cents an egg.
I'm not sure what it was per egg. I mean, we went to Costco, but it's funny they had a two egg limit. You can only buy 2 cartons, but we buy the brown ones, whether they're organic or whatever they are, and I think it was half a dozen. I think they put in there half a dozen. It was like $9
for how many eggs?
It was like half a dozen.
6 eggs.
Oh, I'm sorry, not half a dozen. I mean a dozen and a half. Sorry.
Dozen? Oh, 18.
Like 18 or 24, one of the two. It was 18 or 24.
Like 9. It was probably close. I remember seeing there it was like 40-something cents an egg.
Yeah. So it's probably close, about the same. Sorry, yeah.
So in 2020, I was looking because I have like a Walmart Plus membership or whatever because they just deliver everything to your house. Pretty nice.
Yeah.
I was paying 6 cents an egg 3 years ago.
And you're at 48 cents an egg.
48 cents.
Wow.
Think about that. Think about everything that has eggs in it.
Well, and then so my point was that, okay, I want to take my daughter to go to Disneyland.
Yep.
Oh, that's out of the question. Can't afford it now.
Not happening.
I want to take her to go see something. Can't do that.
Nope.
Well, okay, can I take her to the park maybe? Well, I don't even know if I can afford
Yep.
if I can afford going to the zoo.
Honestly, it would be more affordable for you to go to Disneyland if you lived out of California. Because the amount of money you would save, you'd have enough money to fly to California and do a trip to Disneyland.
Yeah, if I lived in Texas.
True story. It would be cheaper for you because you'd have more money saved up to be able to
that's a good point.
Fly here and take a week-long trip to Anaheim.
Wow.
Instead, you're going, I can't afford it.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's sad.
It's pretty disgusting.
Yeah. It's a bummer. It's like I was sitting there even in Vegas thinking like, oh, all this stuff, I was thinking about different things. I was looking at like even just like while I was there, because we were there for a couple of days, looking at apartments and stuff in the magazines and the hotels and stuff. I was like, wow, the prices are pretty good. And I started thinking about that too. I was like, my gosh, it would be cheaper for me to like live here and like fly to Fresno every couple, take a $99 flight to Fresno once a week. And work here for 3 days and fly back. Like pay $200 a week in flights.
Wow.
And live over there in Nevada.
Like you could probably stay in your factory or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
like live in Nevada. Out. Yeah, live in Nevada, fly to Fresno.
Crash in the factory for 3 days and work and then.
Yeah, like literally fly to Fresno. Like a flight every, like in and out, 2 flights a week. Be cheaper for me to live elsewhere. And I was like, that's depressing.
Yeah. And what does that do for the carbon footprint?
About as much as the 1,200 planes to Davos.
Exactly, right? Exactly.
And then the private helicopters that they had to take. Did we talk about that on the last show?
What? Oh, the private, I think we did,
take 1,200 planes, private planes, and then they can't
I didn't hear the account, but yeah.
Yeah, 1,200 was the final total. And then remember, they can't actually get to Davos from there, so they all have to take private helicopters from the planes.
To fly in.
Yeah. It was that much.
I think we're going to change the name of the podcast, folks. It's going to be the Texas Focus Radio Hour.
So anyways, that was our new segment. Max looks up homes on Zillow in Texas.
Next week, we'll be doing Florida and then Tennessee, maybe Idaho. Oh, my gosh.
Depressing.
Well, hey, let me ask you this. Why we're here in Fresno, let's talk about some Valley stuff. I know you had an article here about House of Juju.
You're talking about good fun stuff for all these car issues that you're talking
Let's skip all the car. We don't have time for the car issues.
Well, I'll go through them really quick. There's a lot of bad potholes.
Oh, you want to talk about those?
We're having a drought again. California, the worst U.S. state to drive in.
Okay, hold on. Okay, before we leave all this, let's go through these real quick. We had articles. We had for the pre-show plan.
Section of car articles.
It was basically car and basically car driving. It was funny. You had an article about alarm over the potholes. What was that about? Basically, they were saying.
It starts with this one. Alarm over the potholes. This is from your Central Valley. Fresno raises alarm bells after more potholes surfaced. I think just in general, hilarious. Because Well, that happens every time it rains because they do such a crappy job on the roads, especially 99. 99 will be nice and smooth. It rains, and the next thing you know, it's like 20. It looks like it was a war zone. Yep. And the reason is they talk about it. That we're all feeling the bumpy potholes on the streets of Fresno. But the thing is, they keep on doing quick fixes because fixing the underlying problem costs too much money.
Oh, it's a lot of money.
So they constantly just do these
it's just
patches. Yeah. We have decaying roads in our city. This is a quote from Mayor Jerry Dyer. We have decaying roads in our city as a result of the fact that we do not have a repaving cycle that is anywhere near it should be in our city. The funding has not been allocated for that. Over the years, sorry, wow. It is still, we are very heavily reliant on state
You're
assistance.
On Texas time right now.
Yes, I am. Fresno is riddled with thousands of potholes. We have had 1,800 pounds of asphalt cold mix that we were used to fill potholes to date just this month. That is over 10 times the typical amount. 180,000 pounds of asphalt to fix potholes. Wow.
Well, here what it says is Measure C gas tax and SB1. I don't know what SB1 was, but Measure C, didn't that not get passed, right?
I don't know.
It didn't get passed this last time. So, they're going to blame now that they can't fix stuff because there's no Measure C money anymore.
Right. And I'll tell you what, actually. How about you I got a good way to get money. Stop spending money on stupid crap.
On the train.
On the train. Don't spend money on the train.
Well, here, if you go to the article I had, and it was basically that it listed that California was number 10 on the list here of states with the worst. Wait, scroll up a little bit.
Yeah, sorry.
You're going to bring it up.
My articles. Here we go.
It's the one of the worst with the U.S. states with the worst roads.
Oh, shocker.
So it was funny, and it's from the same thing, YourCentralValley.com, and they were just talking about how Wallet Hub compared, all these different 50 states to find out which one.
California is the worst on the list.
Yeah, it says California landed in the top worst on the list. So in the top 10, I think California was number 10 as far as the worst roads. We're supposed to be the richest state.
God.
We have the worst. How much money has been put in that stupid train?
Dude,
to nowhere.
And this is something else. It also hurts our wallets. They point out because the roads are so bad, the cost of vehicle maintenance in California.
Exactly.
Keep in mind, this is a state, guys, there are states like Minnesota where the roads are icy 6 months out of the year, and they spread salt over these roads.
Yeah.
And the bottoms of your cars get salty and wet, and they rust.
Yeah, they rot away.
They literally... God, your car rusts and rots away.
Yeah.
Those states deal with that 6 months out of the year. California has none of that, and we are still the worst
we have
state to drive in.
One of the best, what do you want to say, weather conditions of any of the states, and we have the mildest weather conditions, and we have the worst roads.
Also, we have more car theft rate per capita, auto repair shops per capita, and a higher traffic fatality rate per capita.
Well, and that makes sense, right? I mean, when you think about that, I mean, there's sometimes, man, I'm driving down the road, there's a new pothole, just like we're saying, 99. You're flying down there at 65, 70 miles an hour. You don't see this pothole. It hits. I mean, literally, your car feels like it's going to just explode, right there when you hit the thing.
When I had my old Bug, I hit a pothole in the 99, and my car just started going janking and jiggling around.
Yeah.
And my not the rubber tire, but like the
rim or
the actual tire, the inside, like the big metal. I'm not a car guy.
What do you mean, like
tire
the steel
goes
belts?
on.
Oh, you're talking about the rim.
Like the entire rim completely just crumbled.
Really?
It was such a bad, my tire busted, that thing was gone. I was like, oh my God. So I had to get towed in. But not only that, it was so bad that my axle was bent.
Oh my gosh.
From a freaking pothole in the 99.
Yeah.
Oh, and what do you know? Texas, within the top 7 best states to drive in. Shocker. What do you know?
Texas, here we come.
Dude, Tejas, man, that's where it's at.
Yeah, so anyway, that was just funny. You had pulled and then I had pulled these articles.
Yeah, so we got a couple. We had one more car article here.
Now, we'll save that to next week.
Save it for Dawn.
We'll save those for next week. Yeah, that was a Dawn special.
Okay, we'll take these two, the climate ones.
But you did want to talk. We got about 3 minutes left.
Here, yeah.
And you did want to talk about House of Juju's got some exciting news, which is a little bright spot in all of this darkness.
Yes,
over California.
So, opening up a new restaurant. You guys know House of Juju. I was gonna say, man, God be with you guys. I mean, well, you know what?
They're my heroes.
They're going to Visalia, and I freaking love Visalia. Have you been to Visalia recently?
No,
dude, it's the best.
Really?
It's so good. It's everything downtown Fresno should be.
The downtown Visalia area, yeah.
Solid place.
Yeah.
So House of Juju, they're doing well. The Glenn family, just to let you guys know, I'm going to say this. I know them personally. I went to school with the 2 sons, Justin, and Justin was my age, and just good people. The Glenn family are just good people.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can really say it. Just great people. And so I'm very happy that they're doing well. They have the restaurant in Clovis. They have House of Juju. They opened another restaurant up in the Bay, was it in Morro Bay?
Oh yeah.
Another House of Juju, I think. They opened up Papa's Place.
Here in Fresno.
Yeah. Then they opened up
the coffee shop too,
The Edge on the Edge. And now they're opening up another House of Juju in Visalia.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. So they have their location in Morro Bay. And I did not realize this. This is really exciting because I can't have dairy. Their clam chowder is a roux base. There's no cream in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm very excited about that.
Do they have that here at the one here in Clovis?
He just said that in this article. I'm actually going to be getting that right now. Very exciting.
The flatbread comes with artichoke, heart tomato. Man, this is making me hungry right now. I'm reading all this, some of their menu here.
I'm happy with them. So go there. You know, I have only ever gotten one thing at House of Juju, and I've been going there since they first opened.
What do you mean one thing? Like
I've only ordered one thing ever.
The Dragon Burger? No.
Yeah, the Dragon Burger. No, which is the one that's made with the Dragon Burger? The Dragon Burger as a salad.
Oh,
with like the spicy coleslaw stuff.
Yeah.
Dragon Burger as a salad with a turkey patty.
Ooh,
only thing
turkey.
I've ever ordered there. I've been ordering that for, I don't know, since the first location or since for years.
Wow.
And some people are like, well, have you had there? I'm like, no, I have not. I get that with a side of chili, and I won't change it.
Well, I'll tell you, we'll go. We haven't been to House of Juju. It's been a couple of months, but we will drive. We live on the other side of Fresno, right? We will drive all the way over just to get breakfast on the edge. Those, they're bagels, yeah. They're have like an everything bagel witch type of little sandwich,
really?
And the aioli they put on it. Oh my gosh,
really?
It's the best.
I don't think about them as a place for food. So
yeah. We on the edge, so that little coffee shop, and they have a few food items in there. Yeah, really good
people.
Yeah.
Also,
and staff's always nice and
just
helpful.
Good.
Yeah,
and also Justin Glenn. I'm pretty sure he is Superman. I don't know if you've ever seen him. He's like
looks like Clark Kent.
I'm fairly straight. I have like a wife and stuff.
Where's this going?
I'm just saying, Justin is a handsome man. He's
I think I know what you're talking about. He's a good-looking guy, right?
Just like every time I see him, I feel so self-conscious. I'm like, people look like you? Jeez.
Yeah.
So good guy.
And they're that nice too, right?
It's the thing. It's not like he's a jerk. It's like I can't even say like, well, yeah, fine, he works out, but he's a jerk. It's like he works out and he's super nice and
he's like rescuing puppies,
treats his family well, and owns a prosperous business. And dang
my God,
it, you know?
I'm so jealous.
Like, oh, come on.
Yeah, dude, you're too perfect.
He has
come on.
I'm like, there's got to be something.
That's funny.
So just go support the Glenn family. Go to House of Juju.
On the edge. Justin, what were the other ones? Papa's place.
Papa's, and then go to the mall.
And Visalia, that may be even fun to drive to Visalia just to do House of Juju.
Yeah, it
down
is.
There.
I would do that. And make sure, remember, when you go in, make sure you tell them.
I hope they're
at No Focus sent you.
That's right. I was going to say, I hope they're in Old Town Visalia. I wonder when they're...
I'm sure they would be.
I'm sure. I wonder where the restaurant's going to be.
It's ask for the No Focus discount. They'll give it to you. They'll give you something. Ask for that.
Tell them
be the bird, but they'll
tell
give
them
you
we
something.
sent you.
Definitely tell them. No, but seriously, when you go in, no joke, just tell them that we sent you. I hear the magical music.
Oh, that's it. Wow, that went by so quick.
That went by. I'm telling you, without the other guys, our shows are quick.
They fly by.
Those
guys drag us down, man.
Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you, as always.
Yes.
5 stars, rate us. It really does help us out. And another thing that helps us out, we mentioned on the last show, is money. So if you have even a couple bucks,
help us move to Texas.
Shoot us a couple dollars at nofocusradio.com. I'm gonna read another here we go.
Okay.
Says easily the best Central Valley podcast this decade, if not this century.
Wow.
Shocking how talented these no talent hacks are. Almost as shocking as Dane Cook's new face. Thank you for the review, Jimmy Sandlines.
I think that was my mom that wrote that.
It's really good. Thank you guys for the shout outs. We appreciate it. Have a great
Thanks, Jimmy.
week.